Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry, my voice is a little rusty there. I'm going to show you in this video how to make a Frutiger Aero style icon. This, I guess, just Aero because this is actually using Open Sans as the font for this, but it's that kind of aesthetic. So these are my earlier renditions of this. I think this one's my favorite, but I think I might have used, no, couldn't remember if I used the wrong colors on here. I think I did for that one. This was my first attempt over here. Sorry, my dog is chewing something in the background. This is my second attempt at it. And then my favorite is actually this attempt, which I did much faster than the other two. And I've done stuff like this before, but not the exact same way. So I'm going to be trying to do this from memory, so excuse me if it's not exactly, if it doesn't seem like it's scripted. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to move this just to the left, and I'm going to try and copy this pretty much exactly. So I'm going to create a circle, and let's just make this 777 by 777, just because why not, I guess. Yeah. So now I'm going to line it up to about right there. And I'm just going to look at this and try and do pretty much the same thing. I probably don't need to do that because I've done it a few times now, but it helps you get an idea what the final product will look like anyways. So you could take the approach of like starting out and doing that. I don't know why I started doing that. Probably not the best approach. I'm going to just do it the way I've been doing it. So I created this ellipse. I'm going to frame it. So I'm going to right click and do frame selection, and I'm going to name this just an empty space because I don't want the little label next to it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the fill color of this. So I'm going to do a gradient, and I'm going to do radial. And then I'm going to change the opacity of this all the way up. I know that Aero, one of the trademark things of it is that it's kind of like semi-transparent, but I'm not going to be doing that in this. I'm going to be more just following the general like look of that era, almost like the Flash player logo or something. I don't know what my dog is chewing, so let me stop that. I think maybe she just bit her tongue or something, to be honest. Anyways, yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, radial gradient. So I'm gonna set this in here to like just a bright red to be quick, and then just a darker red on the outside like that. And now I'm gonna go to the frame and I'm gonna add a effect. I'm gonna add two effects. Two inner shadows. The first inner shadow, I'm going to do probably like 21 here. A blur of like 7. Maybe like 14. And then I'm going to copy this blur, or not this blur, this inner shadow. I'm going to do negative 21 for the Y. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create these highlights. Well, yeah, I guess they're highlights. So I'm going to do another ellipse, a lot of ellipses here. I'm just going to do something like that because I'm going to mess with it anyways. So I'm going to center it first, and then I'm going to make it probably just over half of the width of the entire ellipse that it's on. And then I'm going to stretch it out to the boundaries here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this frame that I made and do clip content. And then I'm going to set this border radius to 999. And you can see now all of a sudden this ellipse is clipped on the edges. And now I'm going to mold this basically to be the right dimensions, I guess. Or not dimensions. I'm going to mold this to look like this bowl shape almost. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to press these dots on the inside, I guess. So I double click to get to these, by the way. That's how you get to them. and I'm just going to drag it. My dog just sneezed. I'm going to drag it around to about right there. And I'm just going to try and, well, maybe a little more than that. I'm going to just try and get these to where it fits within the circle. And you're probably watching this on a lower resolution video, so it might look kind of weird. You might not be able to tell exactly what's going on, but what I basically did is I just went ahead and made this fit around the edges. And I think I did a decent job of that. It's a little over, but that doesn't really matter too much, and you'll see why. So now I'm going to just focus on this for a minute, and I'm going to create a linear gradient. No, sorry, a radial gradient. My dogs are playing in the background, so sorry about that. And I'm going to swap these, and I'm going to set this to like just barely not completely white. And then I'm going to make this like a transparent reddish, pinkish color, probably right there. Whoops. I need to get back into that. And then I'm going to move that to like right there. Probably like that. Oops. That didn't work out. Move this down a little bit. Man, my dogs are so loud. Sorry about that. Move that like that. Probably move this in a little bit, I guess. Move that down. Yeah, sorry about my dogs. So I created this gradient. Let me make sure, yeah, it looks okay. I'm going to probably fade this a little more, actually. A little more like that, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of how you do that. It's a little messy. You just have to kind of mess around with it and get it to the point where you like the overlay look. I might increase the opacity just a little bit on that to about 21%. And then I need to mirror this. So this is the opposite of how I usually do it, but it works the same. So I'm going to just take this and put it in the center and then rotate it to 180 degrees. And then I'm going to move this just a little above the bottom there. And I don't know if there's any way I can smooth that out. Probably not. If I had more time to spend on it, I might try and smooth that out a little bit. But you're not going to notice it that much anyways, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the gradient, I'm going to move this back to here, and this back in the center. And I'm going to make this color, well, I'm going to swap these colors. And I'm going to make this, keep this as it's off-white, I guess, and then make this completely transparent and probably move this forward just a little bit. It's already looking pretty nice, but I think I'm going to make this a full red. And instead of moving that all the way up, I'm just going to drag that to about there. Let me look at how that looks. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it a little darker, I guess. Yeah, I think that looks good. You can still see the line just a little bit if you have like good vision, I guess. But it's not the end of the world. You can tinker with that a little bit. I might actually make the white part, I don't know, probably go like that. Yeah. I think that's okay. I wanted to get it a little more like the other one, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that's good enough for this demonstration. You'll have to tinker with that a little bit again. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to create a actual like piece of text to look at this. I don't know what I meant by that. I'm distracted trying to do this, but I'm going to create an X is what I meant to put in the center of this. And I'm going to try and like smush this down so that you can see this. But this X is a little off center. So I'm going to put this in the center, but then I'm going to move it up. Sorry, I'm going to move it up a little bit. And I think the font's fine. I think that's fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and create an outline, a stroke. And I'm going to set this to about 7 and put it on the outside. And from there, I'm going to make a shadow. And this is going to be kind of an interesting drop shadow. It's not the usual kind of drop shadow, I guess. It's I'm going to set it to 33%. No, sorry. 50%. Usually I do 33, but in this case I'm going to do 50%. And something looks off to me. I think it's this. I think that's better. Make that a little farther down. And I'm going to go back into here and tinker with this a little bit too. I'm going to set these to 33%. I forgot to do that. I was thinking about that. So that's what I just did there, is I changed the inner shadows a little bit. So I'm going to go into this drop shadow, set it to 50%, set this to like a medium gray. And then the Y is going to be, let me experiment with this. I'm going to do probably about a 7. Again, lots of 7s in this. And then like a -4. -7 as well. And I'm going to set the blur to be 0. Going to completely get rid of the blur. And that's how you do the text for the most part. If you want, you can also do a linear gradient for the fill. Set this a little higher. Set this a little lower. Maybe go like that a little bit. And maybe make this a little higher. All right. And then one more thing that you have to do. You don't have to do this, but you might want to do this. Now my dogs went inside and they're being noisy about it, so I've got to hurry up and do this. Got one more thing left. I'm going to create a stroke for this fill, or this frame, I mean. Do about maybe 10. And then do a linear gradient starting at white, maybe a little off white. And then going down to transparent and go like maybe a little more red. And then what we're going to do is, first I'm going to move that down a little bit and that up a little bit. And then I'm going to bring this up to like right here. And that gives it a little shine on the top and a little dimension. And now, if I zoom out, these are almost identical. They're a little bit different. But I like this one I did more in the original video, but that video did not work out. It had some issues. So actually, and I did that in a presentation, not a video anyways. That I did in a video. But these look pretty much the same as each other. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result for this video. If you like it as well, you can mess with this a little bit, maybe get it to look a little better, but that's the general concept of how you make Aero icons. And I feel like they look better the more you zoom out as well, although this one looks a little cleaner than this one, so I don't know, the colors are maybe a little more, they have a little more contrast or something. I'm not really sure what it is, but if you want to get a closer look at this one, that's how I did that one.